Greetings, Eric Bakker, naturopath, all the way from New Zealand, not from Antarctica, from New Zealand. Thanks for coming back and checking out my video. Here's a question I got asked by a lady only about a week ago. Eric, can you tell me the signs that the Candida cleanse is working, that it's successful, that it went well for me? How do I know that I'm actually improving? Well, the signs that you look for may not be the signs that you're expecting, okay? When you present to someone like me or a practitioner and you've got an issue with Candida, you will generally have symptoms, okay? You'll have signs and symptoms. So you'll have things that I can probably see through testing, and you'll probably also have symptoms that you can feel, but I can't see at all on a report, okay? And those are called objective symptoms. The subjective symptoms are what we can see through stool testing or O testing or hair testing or whatever. So there's a difference between subjective and objective symptoms, right? The symptoms that you can feel, the subjective ones, could take a lot longer to heal than you can well imagine. I can't really go on and on in this video and explain why, but I've seen a huge big difference between subjective symptoms and objective symptoms healing at a different rate with people. So you might have to play this video back once or twice to understand the point I'm trying to make here. So subjective symptoms you could have had for many, many, many years, and they may not be based on Candida. There could be some other reason why you've got the subjective symptom. Now, those are often the symptoms that improve when a person deeply recovers over a period of time. The subjective symptoms slowly start disappearing and they're gone. Now, here's the interesting point. When a patient saw me and talked to me about their problem, they often don't tell me all of those subjective symptoms. They may tell me one or two of them, but what they're mainly telling me is the presenting complaint, the big problem, that they're coming to see me about. That's what they're talking about. And there might be a couple of smaller symptoms, and often with the big complaint, okay, I can actually start doing some testing and actually see it for myself, what I perceive to be the problem, or helping to push that problem up. But the subjective symptoms are a different kettle of fish. They're different altogether. And these are the symptoms that doctors never take seriously in patients. These are the symptoms that make a doctor think the patient needs to see a psychiatrist. Okay? But these are the symptoms I look out for, the subtle ones that the patient keeps telling me is a problem. And when those symptoms improve, that to me is deep-seated recovery. I've had people say, for example, Eric, my headaches went away. They disappeared. And I said, well, you never told me you had headaches. Well, I had them for so long, I didn't think that I couldn't understand it, but they're gone away now, or they're getting better. That's incredibly exciting for me to hear that as a practitioner, because then I know that we're getting recovery on a very deep level. So that's the subjective and objective symptoms. What you can expect from the Candida cleanse is a deep sense of well-being, feeling more rested and more calm, more relaxed. Being in situations where normally you would get highly anxious, or angry, quickly angry, and you'd be in that situation and then it doesn't happen and you think, oh, well, I handled that quite good. Wow, that lady was yelling at me, but I didn't really get all worked up about that. That's recovery to me when those sorts of things occur. Okay, and the other thing you look for, obviously, are the complaints, things that you complain about. They should be getting better. But here's the crazy thing. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason when one symptom will disappear, okay, over another one. Things don't necessarily always happen logically in the body. So that can be quite confusing for some people. But don't forget the subjective symptoms and the objective symptoms, because they're quite important when it comes to recovery. So that's just a bit of information for you there on what results you can expect to see. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the question.